So today we're going to review decimals. You do have an assessment coming up here. And I'm going to kind of give you guys a little bit of a trick to use. Okay? When we talk about, we had a problem where there was a termite, right? And the termite could only fit one termite. One termite was really tiny, right? It was just a half a centimeter big. Remember that problem in your homework? And it asked you how many termites you could fit in 1 centimeter, right? Well, you could fit 2 termites in 1 centimeter because there was a half a centimeter for one termite and a half a centimeter for the other termite. So the answer was 2, right? Does that make sense with everybody? You could fit 2 termites on 1 centimeter if each one was 5 millimeters or just a half a centimeter long. So my question for you now, the tricky part for you guys was when it said, how many termites could you fit in, for example, a meter? Okay, it asked you that. How many termites you could fit in a meter? Okay, and we got lots of different answers for that question. I want to kind of show you guys a little bit of a trick. Okay, so we've talked about that 1 meter is equals 100 centimeters, right? There's 100 of these small centimeters in a meter, okay? So I'm going to show you something. If you notice, this and this, the ones are the same. This one just has 2 zeros after it. Okay, so I'm going to kind of show you something with this now. If I have, 100 centimeters, I need to write that on there. 100 centimeters. So, if I have 2 termites, on 1 centimeter. Okay? 2 termites on 1 centimeter. My question is really how many termites are going to fit on 100 centimeters? Right? That's the actual question that came up on your problem. And in order to figure that out, well, let's see, I've got 2 termites on one, I've got 100 of them. You could just do 2 times 100. Okay, that's how I would figure it out, actually. And that equals 200 termites. There's sort of another way that you can kind of think about this too. And it's sort of with a set of steps. And this might make sense to some of you this might not make any sense at all. Alright, and that's okay too. It's alright too. Alright, so with this set of steps, I'm going to put my tiniest ones down here. I'm going to put my millimeters down here. And then up here I'm going to put my centimeters. Okay, here, we haven't really studied these, but I'm going to put my decimeters, okay? And then here, I'm going to put my meters, all right? And I'm hoping that this will help you see the relationship between these pieces here, all right? So, I'm going to say that I'm going to start by having 1 meter here on my steps. Now, when I learned about these steps, this actually is what helped me understand math a lot, okay, with decimals. Watch what happens, okay? Remember how we've talked about that invisible decimal point, right? And we said that the invisible decimal point is, think about where I said it was. Does everybody know where the invisible decimal point is here, if this is the ones place? I'm going to show you. Actually, give me a thumbs up if you think it's here. Give me a thumbs up if you think it's here. Okay, if you thought it's here, you're absolutely right. Every number's got an invisible decimal point after it. Okay? Here's the trick. And this is kind of a secret. Okay? But if you can remember this secret and you can get the idea, this will help you a lot with your decimals. Okay? As you learn. As you go down the steps. So as you travel down the steps, your decimal point moves 1 place for each step you go down. Okay? So if you went down one step to decimeter, my invisible decimal was here. Now watch this carefully because this is the secret. My invisible decimal was here. I just move it over 1 to here. And look what fits perfectly in that spot. Nice 0. Fits perfectly right where that decimal point moved over. Now watch what happens. Okay, I'm going to start with my 10, just like I did on this step. If I go down, and I'm going to move it over, there's my invisible decimal, right? I'm going to move it over 1 spot. And there it is, 100. And look, that's just what we said. 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. 1 meter, 100 centimeters. It's the same thing. Okay, now, I want you to think about what the answer for this one might be. Okay, what do you think is going to happen with this decimal as we go down 1 more? And just watch what happens. I'm going to write my 100. Oops, I already did it. And then I move it over 1 spot. So you can see that 1 meter equals 1,000 millimeters. 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. For me, when I learned about these steps and how they worked, it was one of the most amazing revelations in math for me. Because not only does it work going down the steps, but it works going up the steps too. Except for up the steps, I have to just take a decimal point away. Just take 1 away the whole time. And if I were to go up higher on the steps, here, if I were to go up higher on the steps, my invisible decimal is here, right? Put it here, and then move it over 1. So that's where my 1/10 comes in. Okay? And I could go all the way up kilometers. Okay, so there's 4 steps down here, 4 steps up here. We've only talked about these 4 steps, but it doesn't matter. The steps work the same way. Okay? Like I said, I could go all the way up to kilometers with that. So these steps, if you're not sure what to do, these may help you think about how to do your math actually. Alright, so I'm going to give you a problem that I want you to try. Just ignore this one here, so it's not part of the problem. Alright, and I'm going to tell you, you have 52 centimeters. Okay? What I would like you to do is on your own, I don't want you to work with a partner for this. Okay, because I want you to try it yourself and see if you can figure it out. You can use this drawing that I drew up here for you. You have 52 centimeters. I want to know how many millimeters, how many decimeters, and how many meters you have. Okay? I'm going to give you about 3 minutes to work on that. Okay, so you can get a piece of scrap paper or even your math journal and a blank page and try it out.